My name is Qin Ting, and the following is my presentation. The topic is a study of Chinese stock market price volatility factor based on the ADO model. The Chinese stock market is an emerging market with an investor structure dominated by retail investors and dominated by short-term trading, with very active market trading and investments. China mainland is mainly composed of stock of listed companies on the Shanghai Stock Exchange and Shenzhen Stock Exchange. The most important feature is that state-owned share and legal person share are listed with the promise of not being circulated, so only the circulating share of each stock are traded in the market according to the share price. However, the index is calculated according to the total share capital weighting, thus forming a manipulation of the less control more the index is weighted according to the total share capital, thus creating the character of controlling more with less. From the end of November 2007, the stock market began to fall due to the U.S. subprime mortgage problem and excessive market expansion. And on October 28, 2008, the stock market plunged to 1664 points, down more than 72% from the peak of the current run, the deepest decline in the global stock market at that time. The spending power and behavior of the trapped stockholder were affected to varying degrees, posing a huge challenge to Chinese economy to expand domestic demand and reduce dependence on investments and exports. On February 1, 2023, the SCE announced the official launch of the full implementation of the stock insurance registration system reform, and that there will be no limit on the amount of increase or decrease in the first 5 trading days after listing. In this paper, we focus on the volatility characteristic on the Chinese stock market, and the scope of the study in the trend fluctuations of Shanghai and Shenzhen stock indices in the certain periods since the opening of the market to develop practical arguments and analysis. Basic factors affecting stock market price fluctuation. There are two main categories of economic factors and non-economic factors. Economic factors can be divided into macroeconomic factors, microeconomic factors, and stock market factors. Non-economic factors mainly refer to natural disasters, wars, and political changes. The stock market is a product of economic developments. The development of a country's stock market is closely related to the country's economic developments. On the one hand, the investment object is subject to the influence of the macroeconomic situation. On the other hand, the security industry itself is directly influenced by macroeconomic factors. In other words, macroeconomic factors directly or indirectly affect the operation of companies and the profitability of stock and capital appreciation from different directions, and affect the income and psychological expectations of residents from different sides, while having a considerable impact on the supply and demand of the stock market. Therefore, macroeconomic factors has an important influence on stock price volatility. Next, the impact of interest rates, inflation, and exchange rates policy on stock market price fluctuation will be analyzed. The above is an empirical analysis. The conclusions show that the error correction term quintiles minus 1 then causes a positive change in Y towards a return to equilibrium. Closing price has a negative effect on itself, as down an increase in exchange rates and its length, an increase in inflation rates cause an increase in close.